Hi, my name is Rohit Mathur, and my research topic today is relating ventricle sizes of acromegaly patients with symptomology. So here's a brief background about what my research project and topic is. So what is acromegaly? So acromegaly is essentially a disorder that is caused by the overproduction of growth hormones from the pituitary gland. It is a relatively rare disorder as it only impacts 40 to 70 per 1 million people yearly. Some common symptoms of acromegaly are gigantism, which is essentially all the overproduction of growth hormones, which cause like facial deformities, for example. There's also metabolic changes, effects on short and long-term memory, cardiorespiratory complications, as well as acromegaly patients having a 30% higher mortality rate. So here, I also talk about like the influence of lateral brain ventricles in my research project. So here's a brief background of lateral brain ventricles. When I talk about lateral brain ventricles, I talk about the left and right brain ventricles. They're essentially responsible for producing cerebrospinal fluid, and both the left and right brain ventricles are symmetrical too. So the methods here. So I use the magnetic resonance imaging MRI scan here in this case. I essentially use this because it is more effective in viewing anatomical structures in comparison to like a CT or a PET scan. I also used a case study of a patient to study changes in areas. So in that case, I used the MRI scan of the patient. And the software here is ImageJ. So ImageJ was used to compare areas of lateral ventricles. Essentially, nine coronal brain sections were analyzed, and to analyze them, I highlighted like the ROI, which is like the region of interest in different colors, for one for the left brain ventricle and one for the right brain ventricle. I essentially also use the measurement tool, which provides the exact area of like each brain ventricle. Now here's my results, and this is fairly important because it like kind of like summarizes whatever I've been talking about. And essentially, the patient with acromegaly, the left ventricle had less area compared to the right ventricle. And this is really important because like a healthy brain would have symmetrical areas for both ventricles. So this was definitely a little shocking. And essentially, when I interpret the results, I see that patients were reporting headaches and like lethargy. The case study I was studying was also reporting headaches and lethargy. But essentially, headaches are actually fairly common, with about 55% of acromegaly patients reporting that headaches. And gigantism may have led to like a growth of tumors, pituitary adenomas. So gigantism is again caused by like the overproduction of growth hormones, and this is again fairly very common in acromegaly patients, as found in like 95% of acromegaly patients. And I came to the conclusion that such tumors like the pituitary adenomas can compress brain ventricles, therefore explaining like the changes in sizes. That's why the left ventricle may have less area compared to the right ventricle. And this is my presentation. Thank you.